guys, welcome back. You might be wondering what I'm doing here with some tiny apples and a super red hawk. Well, on my most viewed video, my weakest handgun versus my most powerful handgun, one of the common comments I got is, man, it's a miracle you didn't blow your thumb off when I was shooting both guns at the same time. Now, mind you, when I made that video, I did do some precautions. The 454, I only loaded with what shots that I had with it, and then I know how to shoot it, so I know how to not double shoot it. The other thing is, at no point in time when I was shooting did my thumb ever become beside of the cylinder gap. And I did that on purpose because the way I had to sit around the tripod in order to get that shot, the 454 was held out further forward than the 22. Now I wasn't too worried about the cylinder gap from the 22, the spalling from that, very minimal stuff. But, however, with the 454, that is a bit more of a concern. Now I wasn't worried about hurting the gun, but then again, you know, I was worried a little bit about my hands and stuff like that, which is why I did that specific setup. Now, that said, my hands were safe and were never beside this cylinder gap on the 454. But the question is, what would happen if my fingers was next to that 454? And that's what I've got these here for today. So I'm going to arrange the apples next to the cylinder gap, and we're going to see what happens when I shoot some of this Barnes Burex solid copper big hollow points out of it, and then I might even put one directly in front of the barrel and just kind of see what happens when we decide to go full explosives. So before we get started in that, I want to thank today's sponsors. Of course, we got Netch's Firearms, Netch's Outdoors. They are been helping us out a lot with the ammunition for our 5.56 for our 5.56 guns videos. Really awesome company. I love working with them so far. I'm working on some extra stuff, and hopefully this winter time when the hunting season comes around here in the next couple months, I'll have some cool stuff to test from them, and then maybe we'll have some stuff on our store. I'm working that out. Also, I'd like to thank my store. My shop is up on down below on YouTube. We have a bunch of cool merch and stuff like that. Go down there, see if there's anything you like, and help support the channel. We are a pro-gun, pro-rights channel, so that kind of gets us hit pretty hard on the algorithm for YouTube, so I'm not making as much off the YouTube videos as I should. However, y'all can help fight crime by demonetization. Yeah, anyways, let's get into it. Alright, so I have apples set up here in several spots. One's going to be in front of the gap, one's going to be beside the gap, and one's going to be behind the gap, and then these are in between. So let's see how bad this is going to be for us. Now these are moving at, let's see here. These are 250 grains and they're moving at 1700 foot per second. So not the fastest, but this is all I was able to find locally. So we're going to do this one at a time. Alrighty. Let's do this test here. Gap right there besides. Let's make sure we're out of berm. And fire. Alrighty. Let's look and see what happened. Okay, nothing happened on that apple. 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 Okay. So we can see not much happened. Let's change up the test setup here. Let's see if I can get apples on both sides of the gap now. That's gonna be a little hard. Okay, we'll just do another test with the apples directly besides the gap and go from there. 2, let's put it right up next to the gap right there. So we got the one before and we got the one after, right up on the gap. Aim and fire. Alrighty, okay, we got our first apple damage. Got a little bit of something there. Nothing on that one, nothing on that one, nothing on. So we did get something on this one here. Let's see. I don't see shrapnel, but I do see some burns here. I think that was just a shock wave. Alright, so none too crazy so far. Let's change this up. Let's see what happens when it's the muzzle now. So we're going to set these up like so. And I'm going to shoot just like this right here. Change this out. This one might be messy. Alrighty. See how this is going to be here. Go right between. Like that. Alright, our apples have been moved. Let's look for apples. And okay. So our apples are okay. This one here looks like it got some bruising. You have to see there's a lot of pressure coming off the front of this gun. So let's stack these apples up and see what happens when I shoot one directly with a 454 at blank range. This is likely going to make some applesauce. It's gonna be messy. I'm going to one-hand this so I can be back a little bit further. Alrighty, here we go. I don't know where the other apple went. Oh wait, is that it over there? So I had 5 apples. Now we have 4 apples. So go to see, you don't want to be in front of this. Not at all. Oh, look, I found a piece of the 5th apple. Alright, so what have we learned? Well, we saw when the round was going off directly beside the cylinder gap, only one time did I get any kind of substantial damage to an apple. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Yes, you can get massive injuries from cylinder gap blast. That is a thing. However, it's not going to happen every time, and you certainly have to have your hands in front of it. Now, when you have these solid copper bullets like this, that reduces the chance a lot. If you have a lead hard cast, that's going to increase the chance of you getting that that spalding a lot more. So anyways, guys, that's it for today. Y'all guys like and sub and subscribe, and I'll do some more crazy stuff with this thing.